Greetings, Dr. Monica here. You hear this song? Nobody told me the road would be easy. Dr. Monica here, the visionary for the M4 Men Message Mission Movement Summit, virtual summit that's taking place in September. Earlier today, I posted about one of our speakers, Ray Taylor, and he was singing this song, and this song just ministered to me today. I needed to hear this today. But then I had to pull up the version by the late Reverend James Cleveland, the renowned Reverend James Cleveland. I want to talk about a little bit about that because it's so on point with Ray's message. I actually attended Cornerstone Missionary Baptist Church where the Reverend James Cleveland was the pastor. And there's so many things that people said about him growing, in the church and all sorts of things. I kind of want to address those things because I did attend the church, but I also want to talk about the summit and the vision that I was given. People always said that he was gay or homosexual. Well, I don't know one way or the other. It was none of my business. If he was, if he wasn't, there was nothing I could do about it. It wasn't impacting my life or changing my walk. So it wasn't a matter of an issue for me. I loved his music. I loved his ministry. I love that one thing that I will say is that I saw gay men being welcomed into the church. One of the things that I struggled with going there is because I saw many people that I grew up with who I didn't know was gay, and they would come back to the church once they were diagnosed with AIDS and they were literally dying. And to see other men literally carry them in, and that's the last place they wanted to be before they died. They wanted to come to church. How many churches welcome homosexuals in? How many places have you seen that? Now, for whatever reason, I saw that, and that stands with me and stays with me. And that's been over 30 some years ago. Another thing people talked about was James Cleveland locking the doors when he took up the offering. Yes, he did. But people don't realize is that the church was robbed during offering time. So he gave the directive that if you wanted to leave prior to the offering, to leave. Otherwise, you would not be able to exit until the offering was secured. So that's the reason why that he did those things. So all of these myths I'm sharing, if you don't know, you don't know. I'm sharing this because Ray Taylor is a homosexual man who was just mistreated by the church. And I hope that you register for the M4 Summit to hear these things, to dispel some of these things, the things that we were taught, the things that how we mistreat people because of upbringing in Christianity. I woke up today and I was trying to figure, I said, again, I keep coming back to, Lord, why did you give me this vision for the M4 Summit? What I believe was dropped in my spirit is because he was basically saying that when I'm given an assignment, I'm bold enough to execute it without concern about what anyone thinks, without judgment, without ulterior motives, and from an authentic place. And so that's what this summit was about. I also want to share a little bit about my education. And I was sitting on, if you can look behind me, you see a couple of my degrees on the wall. But as I sat here in my office last night and I looked at each one of those degrees, I want to share for those who may have gone through education or didn't get their education. The first school I went to, I got a associate's degree in liberal arts. And I looked at that. It was a struggle. I was admitted into the University of California, Irvine, right out of high school. Had never been on the campus. I grew up in Los Angeles. When I went on the campus, it was very deserted. It was a lot of open fields, open areas, and I didn't see many people that looked like me. I was admitted into the computer science program, which was my undergraduate major. I did not go there because at the time there was a serial killer that was dumping bodies on the campus. I've never lived away from home, so that frightened me. So my favorite math teacher at Manual Arts High School, Mr. Gallagher, recommended that I go to Marymount Palace Praise. And he pulled some strings. I went there. So that was my struggle going to Marymount. After graduating from Marymount, I went to Chapman. And Chapman, because of the way that I came in, they were very strict about the order in which you take courses. I had completed all of my general education, so I couldn't take any of my major courses. And therefore, they told me, well, just change your major. No, I remember what my math teacher, Mr. Gallagher, told me to never change my major because my goal was to get in and get out. So I stayed at Chapman for a year, which kind of delayed my graduation for a year. And when I realized that I couldn't take any courses in computer science, I left and went to Cal State Dominguez Hills because one, they were on the quarter system. I could finish faster. The courses were offered, 10 times a day from, early morning, I think maybe 6 a.m. to maybe 9 or 10 p.m. on a daily basis. So I could see the end in acquiring my degree quicker. Graduated, got my bachelor's degree. I also obtained a second associate's degree in paralegal studies. Why? I was going through a divorce, didn't like the legal system, didn't like the directives that the judge was giving me, and needed to understand more. Also thought about going to law school. Instead, I started an independent paralegal business to help others going through family law and bankruptcy law. So again, there's purpose in pain, there's strength in struggles, and there's wisdom in wounds. Remember that as you go through this journey or this thing called life. I went and got my master's degree because I was going through, I was in a marriage that I was not fulfilled with. And to give my spouse opportunity and room and place to grow, I decided to go and get my master's degree so that I would have an outlet, so that I didn't, he could have time to grow, so to speak, and I could have something else to do instead of putting all my energy in him. Long story, I graduated, got my master's degree. After graduating, I believe sometime in that time, I lost my job. And therefore, if you are working or not working, you can't pay your student loans. Where student loans were going to come up due. So what did I do? I went back to school and got my PhD because I couldn't afford to pay my student loan. I completed my doctoral degree in 28 months. Yes, that includes my dissertation. I worked hard to make that happen. The reason why is because the university was about to lose accreditation, and there was no need for me to get a degree from a university where my degree was not accredited. So I buckled down and did everything I could to make sure that I could finish before they lose accreditation. They didn't lose accreditation. I did get my degree, obviously. Why am I sharing all this? I'm sharing all these things because obstacles in life happen. Things happen in your life. People will treat you wrong. People will mistreat you. Places that you have expectations to love and respect and be there for you often aren't. And sometimes you have to make the necessary adjustments that are right for you, not necessarily anyone else. If you hear me speak, I always tell you to guard your peace at all costs. Now, hopefully this has resonated and helped someone. I encourage you to go over to drmonicajackson.com/M4 Summit and register. This event is for men and women so we can understand, so we can live and let live dispel some of these beliefs that we have been passed down, that we accept. We accept some things that just because society tells us. So that's just what I want to share today. Have an absolutely amazing day, being authentically you, unapologetically, okay? Oh, by the way, I am rocking my natural hairstyle today. It's hot here in Cali, so I just washed and put some, some leave-in conditioner on. What you think about my hairstyle today? Have a great day. I'm still trying to get used to it, but it felt great to just wash and put conditioner on it and go. Have a good one. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your support. Those who have embraced my message, I appreciate you. Those who've purchased Wounds of Wisdom, I thank you so much for coming back and sharing how it has touched you, because it tells me that I have transformed my pain into purpose, and I'm walking in purpose, on purpose, for a greater purpose. So thank you. Have an amazing day. Bye.